let's try this again. Alright, so here we are with Dear Esther Landmark Edition. I already checked out the settings, I already did everything, so this is the next game for the Halloween horror month. Yes, this is the next day. Progress saved at the end of each chapter. Okay. I'm not gonna do director comments. I'm gonna just play
Dear
this.
Esther, I've lost track of how long I've been here and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
Well, he's finished talking. I'm guessing he said he's been here for a long time. Yeah, he's been here for a long time. I know nothing about this game, by the way. Yes, I'm stranded on some abandoned island. There's a lot of paint around. I don't know what that marking was on the wall. I didn't really bring up anything about it because I was talking about something else, but let's go take a look at that marking then, since maybe it's important. I don't know. So it says hi or some weird little OH. It reminds you of like chemistry, I think. Alright, I guess there's nothing really that interesting about this place. Okay. I guess from here we can explore and see what is on the island. Oh yeah, these visuals look pretty good. Alright. Yeah. Maybe not the highest standard, but it's still pretty nice. Yeah. Beautiful, somewhat beautiful sky. Wow. Oh, it's really windy. Wow. Really windy. Is this where the path ends? Wait, am I supposed to walk somewhere else? Wait. Okay, the path keeps going here, and then I guess... do I just walk here? Okay.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Okay. So there was a hermit who died of a fever 100 something years later. How does someone keep track of that? That's my question. And also, I fell down from the mountain. Guess I could go up from this side. I have no clue.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Right? Yeah, this must be the other side, because I couldn't get to the other side. I guess they were talking about some cure or something.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
Wow. So, sounds like he is stranded on this island.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Interesting. Very interesting.
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
I'm just gonna let him talk. I'm just gonna let him talk.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I think I'm supposed to go this way. I don't know. Okay. Alright, I think I'm supposed to go to that lighthouse. That's what I'm gonna try to attempt to go, but looks like it's about to be time for...
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
Alright, and with that being said, this might be a good place to stop right around here. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is the horror month, and yes, Thanks so much, you guys. Take care. Have a good one.